Have you ever wondered why the people who see the world most clearly often seem the most broken by it? It's a strange paradox, isn't it? The more aware you become, the harder life can feel. While others seem to coast through existence, numb, distracted, unquestioning, the highly conscious carry a weight that's invisible to everyone else. They're not weak, they're not dramatic, they're awake. And that awareness comes at a cost. Consciousness is not a gift. It's a burden we learn to bear, because when you see things as they are not how you wish they were, you begin to feel the cracks in everything. You feel the silent desperation behind smiles, the emptiness in achievement, the chaos hiding beneath order. You start noticing the lies we tell ourselves just to get through the day. Most people don't want to look too closely. They're comforted by routine, by distraction, by the illusion of control, but the highly aware person, whether by trauma, by temperament, or by relentless introspection, can't help but notice. They see the patterns, the manipulation, the decay, and most painfully of all, they see it within themselves. This kind of perception is isolating, not because others push you away, but because you begin to feel like you exist in a different reality. You're surrounded by noise, but starved for meaning. You participate in conversations, but no one really speaks. You love deeply, but struggle to feel understood. And sometimes you wonder if maybe there's something wrong with you for caring so much, for feeling so deeply, for noticing what no one else seems to see. But there's a name for this, and it's not weakness. It's existential sensitivity. Philosophers have long warned of the cost of awareness. Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." But what happens when you lose the why? When your awareness dismantles every false comfort, when your mind outgrows the myths you once believed, many highly aware people go through a kind of existential shedding. They strip away their beliefs layer by layer until nothing feels certain anymore. God, identity, purpose, success, even love, all of it comes under scrutiny, and without something solid to stand on, the ground beneath you begins to crack. This is what makes awareness so painful. It doesn't just open your eyes, it unroots everything. And in the process, it can leave you feeling broken. But maybe that feeling isn't a sign of failure. Maybe it's the first step towards something more real. Psychologist Carl Jung believed that true individuation, the process of becoming a whole person, requires confronting the shadow. That means facing the parts of ourselves we've rejected, denied, or buried. And that kind of inner work doesn't feel good. It feels like falling apart, but in truth, it's transformation, not destruction. There's an ancient symbol that captures this idea perfectly, the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. It represents death and rebirth, collapse and renewal, the paradox of healing through breakdown. Highly aware people often leave this symbolism. They must destroy old versions of themselves before they can evolve into something truer. But modern life doesn't reward this kind of depth. It punishes it. We live in a culture that idolizes productivity, not introspection, image, not authenticity, constant stimulation, not quiet reflection. So when someone starts questioning everything, when they begin peeling back the layers of illusion, they're often told they're too sensitive, too negative, or overthinking. But that's because most people fear depth. It threatens the fragile stability of their constructed lives, and so the ones who think deeply, who feel deeply, who question the script, they are seen as unstable, when in truth they are often the most sane people in an insane world. Think of figures like Dostoevsky, Sylvia Plath, Alan Watts, David Foster Wallace, minds that pierced through the veil, souls that wrestled with the unbearable lightness of being. They weren't broken in the way we think. They were simply exposed, unprotected, raw, and that's the cost of Consciousness, you lose the comfort of illusion, but in return you gain something else, something rare. You gain truth, insight, the capacity to feel, to connect, to understand at a level that most will never reach. You develop compassion, not just for others, but for the brokenness within yourself. Because when you're aware truly aware, you realize that brokenness isn't a flaw. It's a sign that something inside you refused to be numb. It's a sign that you're still alive. So if you're someone who feels too much, who sees too much, who carries the invisible weight of knowing, don't mistake that for weakness. Don't confuse your depth for damage. You are not broken. You are simply awake in a world that is still asleep. And while that may be a painful place to stand, it is also powerful, because from this place, this raw, uncomfortable clarity, you have the potential to rebuild, to shape meaning from the ruins, to offer light, not because you are untouched by the dark, but because you've learned how to walk through it. If this message resonated with you, if you've ever felt like your mind is both a curse and a gift, I invite you to reflect on what awareness has taught you, and if you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters, and maybe, just maybe, someone out there needs to hear that they are not alone in their awareness.